today I'm doing a sketch from the first week of March, Scrapbooking with Me Boutique in their members room on Facebook. We have different challenges each weekend, and the sketch challenge, which I have right here, just pause if you want to, take a glimpse and maybe cut some stuff up to kind of join in, and we're going to get right into it. So for my circle, I used my grand nestabilities. And what I did is I cut this white circle out of the biggest in the scallops, and then the step down on the regular circles for my piece right here that I've punched the holes into. I then proceeded to kind of find the center and draw my lines. And then I took the Tim Holtz ruler, which has all these little holes, and I lined it up along the line that I drew, and I just punched in the holes using my picky tool, which fits perfectly in all those holes. And if you get kind of off center, you can always put it back into one of the holes, line it back up, and just keep on going. And then once I had all those, I decided to use the floss that a lot of people use for like what is that, cross stitching and stuff like that, to hand stitch on my circle. So I'm going to actually I think I wind up using this more peach color because it matches, that's going to be part of my base paper. So I wanted to pick a color that really was going to kind of match or blend more with that. So we're going to move these out the way. And I went ahead and on the back of each of my lines, when I trimmed them, I took a little bit of washi tape and put down my ends with washi tape in the back. So now I'm just getting ready to attach all my circles using the ATG and then of course the art glitter glue, which gives me a little bit of time to be able to wiggle and move everything around. And then we're going to attach our piece. And the best part is I made it chunky on the side that's sticking out, so underneath it was nice and flat, and I was able to get it to line up and lay nice and even on the paperwork on the circle. Okay, so at first I was going to use the entire sheet for my background, and I was trying to figure out exactly what to put my photo on top of, and I realized, though I love this pattern, it's very retro to me, I was like, you know what, I think I want to do something else. And I liked how the circle was looking on top of this one with the sentiments and then the flowers kind of throughout. So I was like, okay, let's try one more. And I was looking at the stripes, but I think it was a little bit too much in the pink. And then I was like, oh, wait, what if I put it on top of this? And then I finally decided, you know what? I am going to do that. I cut out a big square out the center, so that way I can still use some of that paper. And then I'm just distressing my edges. And I've put some ATG tape. And we're going to attach it to basically this little frame that we've created. All right, so now that I've gone all the way around, I'm just going to attach and then what I did was I flipped it over, and you'll see me flip it in a second because I realized I had put ATG tape a little bit too far over. So I'm just kind of removing the ATG tape that's sticking out, so that way it doesn't keep sticking to things all over the table and stuff. All right, so there's little bits I torn, but some I wanted to tear. So the part that I didn't want to go, tear down too far, I just put a little bit of the art glitter glue, so that way it would be nice and secure. And then we attached our circle, putting it right in the center. And now I'm going to layer up my photo, which is of my friend when she was a kid with her mom. I call her my Italian mama. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. And then that's where we're going to wind up putting the photo. Now, in the actual sketch, there were actually more like 2 photos, but my photo was bigger, so I just left it at the 1. And I wanted to stick it up in with fun foam. So that's what I'm doing right there. I'm just cutting the fun foam off camera in my cutter, and usually what I do is I have to cut once, turn it over, and cut again, and it'll pull apart. Because sometimes you need it to be straight, Oh, and of course, you run out of ATG. It seems to always happen when I go to film. Like, I could be sitting here just crafting on my own, and nothing happens. And then all of a sudden, when I get ready to videotape, I have to refill. All right, now, when I initially took this off, I realized that some of the double-sided tape was coming off as well. So I just kind of put it back and found where I grabbed the wrong tape in. And then I was able to get it fixed and get it spooled on correctly and, get the tape running. And now we're back to business. Boop, boop. All right. Go ahead, add some of the glue. And then our fun foam. And I like to go ahead and start getting stuff laid down, especially when I know, for the most part, I didn't do any mixed media on it. I just wanted to start layering up and adding our embellishments. So, in the collection, the paper pack, there were stickers. And in the stickers, what I'm doing is some of the smaller ones, I'm taking and putting fun foam behind it. And then, so some of them will stick up, and then some will obviously lay flat. And like this one that I'm putting on the bottom left here, I'm going to have part of it with fun foam, and then part of it is going to be flat because it's going up against the actual photo. So that way it's nice and even. So it does take a little bit of time to do that, but trust me, it'll be well worth it. And then when I put it on, later I realized that there was a section of it that really wasn't touching, so I just added another piece of foam underneath, and there you have it. It'll be all nice and even. And you can do a lot of different things with this too. Like because the photos or the stickers themselves are flat, you can take your Wink Stella or your Spectrum Noir markers, and you can go over it with clear to give it a little bit of shimmer if you wanted to add shimmer to it. I did not do that on this. You can also, like we're doing here, add the fun foam, make it dimensional. So all we're doing really is making a cluster around this photo. And I'm taking out some of the 3D stickers, which one I put up there. I want to say I took, is it another small one? Oh, I did take one apart, and I wanted to use the bottom part of it, the sort of like a banner that was cut out. I really thought it was a pretty pink color, so I wanted to add it down there. And then I'm adding another one of the 3D flowers. And then some more of the flats kind of around. And if you find things don't fit, you can cut it up as well, which is what I did here. I found the spot where I wanted to put the blue flower, and so I cut it and made it 2 pieces so I could twist it and make it work for me. And then with this one, I was trying to figure out exactly how I cut it, and then I realized it doesn't matter. Just put the flower, the leaf underneath, and then I could put the flower on top, and you can't see it. That I'm moving around, the circle piece, was actually part of the banner one that I put down first, and then the one with the little, it almost looks like a award-winning banner, I put at the top left. And then I decided to add the title, which is down at the bottom, the word love. And then with that, in the stickers that we got, they also have some of the leaves and sort of like little embellishments that you can add to it. So I took some of the long ones and I cut it, and then that gave me a few sprigs that I could kind of spread around. And then of course I also used the enamel dots, and with enamel dots I do like to put down a little bit of the art glitter glue, so that way it is extra secure, because those sometimes like to fall off even when you don't use gesso. Alright, so now in the kit there also was the Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and this one is coral, and I think the coral to me really match the peachy tones in the paper collection. So the first thing I'm starting with is the Distress Black Soot, and I was hitting it with my little pokey tool there, and I realized what I liked most was just kind of tapping it with my finger, because I really wanted some larger dots and areas and sections besides just the little mist, you know what I mean? So you can see here I started just kind of tapping it with my finger and kind of spraying it on with my hand instead of using the tool. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And there I go. I'm just tapping it down, making sure to get, because the coral, the color in the bottle, it looks really bright. But as soon as you put it on that paper, it seemed like it was just a nice little, a different accent. Instead of using gold or silver or something like that, it really, I think, helped bring out the peachy tones that were in the project itself. And then I just end it with hitting it with some white, you know, so that on certain areas you would have some spots of white around. And then I'm really slowly going to try and show you. I did speed this up, so it does go a little bit fast, but I just wanted to show you the full perimeter of the project itself. And then of course here we're going to have close-ups at the end. And I am sorry, this that one picture was really bright up at the top, but with the way my room is set up, I have a light right behind where I take my pictures sometimes, and it can make it a little hot, like really bright. But I'm working, I'm learning, so just bear with me, okay? But thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the in the more section, I will have links to all of Scrapbooking with Me Facebook and the website, where you can go and purchase different crafting supplies. And at the end, when you go to check out, just use my coupon code TT15. And at the very end here, I will also have links to previous layouts that we've done. Thank you guys, and have a great day.